Today we're looking at Ego's 18-inch chainsaw. This is model number 1804, and I'm going to give you my first impressions of this saw, talk a bit about why I bought it, my first impressions overall, how much it can cut, and answer kind of the questions that everybody wants to know. Does it live up to the hype? So coming from gas chainsaws, this thing actually had a lot to prove to me. And I'm happy to say that you'll see that it pretty much did, and it basically immediately replaced my old steel chainsaw, which over the years I did have quite a few issues with. Just the constant maintenance, bad gas, carb issues, you name it, those things are just taxing on you. So if I could replace one of those with something like this that could get me through, say, a long weekend of wood, and of course, help around the house and the cottage and do some maintenance while also being able to take it up camping and hunting and getting some good wood for a long weekend, then that's exactly what I'm looking for. A weekender here, not somebody using it for commercial use, but how much could this thing actually cut on a single battery, and how could I charge it if I was off grid? Well, that's what I wanted to know, and here is me actually going through a battery and just testing this thing. This is right out of the box, brand new. Could it actually handle this huge, big pile of wood to start off with?
All right, what are we at? Holy, we're at three, half basically, over half, 3 to 5. That's unreal.
So needless to say, first impressions were pretty good. They claimed 300 4x4 cuts, and I have to say that it looks like that's pretty darn accurate, if not understated. The beauty of this Ego line, and one of the reasons I chose it, is that you can use the battery in every single one of their tools, and they have a lot which I plan to pick up. Getting back to the saw though, there still is a little bit of maintenance and things that I would recommend. It's always good to have an extra chain or two on hand, and you are going to need some bar or chain lube to keep this thing running. A little oiler is also recommended, but that's pretty much it. No mixing gas, no nasty smells, and it's a heck of a lot quieter than its gas equivalent.
Okay, so first impressions after cutting all that wood with this saw. As we check the battery here, we can see we've got 3 out of 5 left, which is bananas. So honestly, this thing has exceeded all of my expectations, and it is absolutely a viable off-grid tool as far as I'm concerned. I've got my solar charger here, so if I need to, I can throw up some solar panels and charge this thing in the bush. And again, one of the main reasons why I bought this thing was because I was sick of all the maintenance and the trouble that I was getting with my steel gas chainsaws. And over the years, just, go to start it up in a cold day or something, and you left the gas a little too long and it's finicky, so it doesn't start, and it just can ruin your experience. So for the same price, pretty much as a decent saw, you can grab this thing. Of course, there's the steel equivalent, the electric ones, the 220 and now the 300. The reason I actually bought this thing was, well, lots of reasons. For one thing, the cost. I was able to get the saw, a 5 amp hour battery that it came with, a charger, another battery, and a blower, a crazy powerful blower here, the 765 here, for the same price as the 220. So for value-wise, this thing kind of blew it away for me. I have no brand loyalty. I think it's stupid, and I wasn't going to kind of commit myself to a company that pretty much had failed me a bunch of times. So overall, really great product. I think the ease of use is going to be great for weekenders, for the homeowners, for campers and hunters like me, people that aren't going to be doing this stuff commercially. This thing's fantastic. It's got more than enough power even when you get down on it, and obviously the battery life is great. I do again recommend a second battery and a couple accessories, but absolutely, so far, absolutely thrilled with this thing. As usual, I'll do a long-term update video or two on this thing to let you know how it unfolds as I go. But 3 or 4 years later after this thing, these are some of the reasons why I chose this thing, and so far, could absolutely recommend it to you. Another thing I thought I'd note, guys, after just a few minutes of cutting here, we've got our chain that's a little bit loose, and this is super common for brand new chains. They're going to expand a little bit, so if you don't want that thing flying off, I recommend that you kind of retension this thing. And again, one of the greatest kind of features of this thing, although I thought it was a bit gimmicky at first, was this auto chain tensioner. So all you got to do is back up on it and then tighten it again, basically hand tight, and it's back to being absolutely perfect. But just do be aware that you really want to keep this thing tight, especially with a new chain, so it doesn't fly off on you.
Make sure you drop all your questions and your comments down below. I will drop affiliate links to all these products in the description. And if you did find some value in this video and you liked it, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.